Hi, this is Pastor Tim, and thank you for joining me on the final day of this journey through this wonderful Psalm 23. We've seen already that God provides for all of our needs, He gives us a full life, He helps us make the right choices, and He calms all our fears, and God guarantees victory and honor. If you missed any of those days, I encourage you to go back and watch those previous videos. The last verse of this psalm assures us of God's amazing love. And if all these things that we've looked at so far are true, we cannot help but conclude that God loves us very much and He wants the best for us. Verse 6 says, "Surely goodness and loving kindness will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever." This last picture reminds us of God's goodness and His love. As to this life, goodness and loving kindness will follow us. Now, this is more than "I will fear no evil." That's wonderful. It's kind of a negative. He takes away our fear. But now it gives us something positive. He also assures us that He will love us forever. Now, I underlined that word loving kindness because it's a very rich and deep word in the Hebrew, a word called hesed. And hesed is very difficult to translate into English. You can see all the various versions over here on the right side of the slide, including mercy, like King James uses. But the most often translation is the word loving kindness 182 times. Again, it's a very rich word. God cares for us. He loves us with kindness and faithfulness. Philip said this wonderful quote, "Goodness takes care of my steps, mercy takes care of my stumbles." Those steps are so important as the God guides us, but it's also His wonderful mercy and loving kindness that takes care of us when we stumble, and we all stumble. Isaiah 40:11 says, "He tends His flock like a shepherd. He gathers the lambs in His arms and carries them close to His heart. He gently leads those that have young." Here's God's evidence again of His loving kindness for His people. This last verse also teaches us that God keeps me secure forever. It ends by saying, "I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever." And I've included in the picture a picture of one of the gates of the temple to remind us of the house of the Lord. There is eternal security with God. Even people with wonderful insurance plans or generous retirement plans and a large amount of savings, they're still often insecure about the future. But the person who knows that they are a child of God can rejoice in the amazing peace and security that God has promised. Being in the presence of God is the most secure place of all, and God has promised His children that they will be with Him forever. In Psalm 27:4, David writes, "One thing I ask from the Lord, this only do I seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to gaze on the beauty of the Lord and to seek Him in His temple." God's love is something that we constantly need to be thankful for. And we look forward to that day when we're going to see Him more clearly when we get our new bodies. But we often forget His love, or we take His love for granted. Why doesn't a baby give thanks to its parents? Well, the answer is pretty obvious. They have a total lack of awareness of all the things that a parent does for them. And a parent does for them many things that they won't understand until they grow up. It's often when a person becomes a parent that they realize what is all involved in being a parent. But the children, they don't know. They're just the recipients of this care that they're not really understanding what's happening. We need to do our best to try to gain understanding for what God does in our lives and how He blesses us so many things we're not even aware of. I've often, when we're trying to teach our children to walk, and we protect them by moving sharp things out of the way, and we catch them when they stumble. God does that for us. He protects us and He helps us every day. Well, here's some amazing things that this psalm teaches us. God provides for all of our needs. He gives me a full life, and He helps me to make the right choices. He calms all my fears. He guarantees victory and honor, and He loves me, and God keeps me secure forever. These are amazing blessings that this psalm teaches us. And as I mentioned with the children, He does a lot more than this, things that we're not even aware of, and maybe wouldn't even understand if He told us. We need to thank God for those unknown blessings as well. Well, I encourage you again, if you've learned something through this devotional, to please use the comments section below to record that and to share that with others. And I hope these pictures will help you to memorize these verses, to keep them fresh in your mind. And may Jesus, the Good Shepherd, bless you and equip you and use you to be a blessing to others. Thank you, and God bless you.